All right, this might hurt some feelings, but whatever. I was just scrolling through my feed and I saw a couple of posts about how white people have no culture. And I'm just over this white guilt, white shame type stuff. I'm not advocating for white supremacy. I'm just advocating the end of white silence and the end of white guilt and the end of white shame, because our culture participated in nothing that your culture hadn't participated in previously. We didn't start slavery, but we damn sure ended it. And the only place that slavery still exists are in people of color societies in Africa and the Middle East. The Vikings figured out how to circumnavigate the globe before the Islamic world ever figured out how to get their feet wet. It wasn't us that was going into Africa and pulling the slaves out. It was other Africans grabbing them and enslaving them. We invented democracy. We invented the constitutional republic. The bubonic plague wiped out half of Europe. And what did we do? We got together and discovered Western medicine and inoculations and vaccines. I'm not saying that we're better than you, but we're damn sure not worse. There are four major ethnic groups in this planet. There are black people, white people, Asian people, and Hispanic people. And we are the smallest. And we are the only group that you're demanding shut up. And because we're not doing it anymore, you're just going to scream racist louder and louder and louder. And we are done caring. We are not ashamed of who we are. We are not better than you, but we're damn sure no worse. And if we're so freaking terrible, then why? Why does the entire Eastern world flock to countries that we created? Answer me that.
The concept of white guilt is so hilarious because for two reasons. One, it's not real. White people don't feel guilty about anything. And two, they shouldn't feel guilty about anything, you see, because embracing who you are is the healthy path forward. And what white people are, they're from a lineage of evil. They're from the group that has been the most murderous people in modern times by far. There's no such thing as white guilt. If they had white guilt, the descendants of slaves and the descendants of Jim Crow era would have been compensated in this country, but they haven't been because there is no guilt. And like I said, they shouldn't feel guilty. You see, because why would a monster feel guilty about being a monster? They won't. There's no reason to feel guilty. They should embrace who they are. I can respect a white supremacist who embraces being a white supremacist into its core. Not the guys who call black people the most violent when there's no data that supports that, um, or, deflecting any white issues onto other people. I can't respect those guys, but I can respect if you're a white supremacist and you just flat out say, listen, white people are supreme because we're the biggest murderers the world has ever seen. I can respect that at least because you're at least telling the truth. You feel me? But other than that, what do white people what can they lay claim to? Absolutely nothing. Every other answer they would give you would be something you can easily refute, which it'll be some nonsense like we built civilization, as if blacks and Asians didn't build great thriving civilizations before white people were even on the earth. They'll tell you all these lies, they'll deflect every answer other than they're the biggest murderers the world has ever seen. Any answer other than that is flat out a lie, can be refuted, and is not worth entertaining, you see, because that's how they deflect. Their entire existence on this earth is lies. That's what white supremacy is. It's built in lies. That's all. They continuously lie to themselves on a daily basis, you see. Because here's the reality: the Asians can lay claim to intellectual superiority. The black peoples can lay claim to being the spiritual ones, the most spiritual group in the world, which is why black people are the ones with nature. That's why they're harmonic. That's why they have the rhythm. That's where it comes from. Black people were the first on the earth, and they're the ones with nature. Like that's what they can lay claim to. Other than sheer acts of violence, what can white people lay claim to? Nothing. And that's where the insecurity comes in. They're the most insecure group while claiming superiority, when in reality, it's simple. It's an inferiority complex. And they know that if black or Asian people really got their numbers up and decided they wanted to take over, they could. Very simple.